Welcome to Untimely Radio Theater. Brand new stories with an old-time attitude.
Tonight's story is No Such Luck. A woman travels to Ireland in search of her roots, and maybe a little magic.
Welcome to O'Shaughnessy's Bed and Breakfast. You must be our new guest. Heather
Sullivan.
A good Irish name it is. I'm Nimh. Are you here for business or for pleasure?
Definitely pleasure. I want to see the place my ancestors sailed from.
I'm sure you're worn out from such a long trip. Why don't you take a look at your room and get settled? There'll be shepherd's pie for tea at 6 o'clock. That's what you Americans call dinner.
This is delicious.
We don't get many tourists in the off-season, so I'm glad of the chance to cook a proper meal.
I hope you don't mind, but I have to take these with food.
Medicine? 'Tis nothing serious, I hope.
I only have to take them for a few months.
That's a bit of luck, then. Well, as the intrepid explorer, are you off to see the castles? Or do you prefer museums?
I was hoping to see the local standing stones. They look pretty close on the map.
Ah, they are not interesting at all. You won't even find them in the tourist guides.
That's kind of why I want to see them. They're really old, right?
Very old. Yes, they're very, very old. But you can't get there from here. The bus routes don't run in that direction.
No problem. I'll rent a car.
Well, the roads are right rough, and it's surrounded by woods. It's quite wild there. Not for tourists.
This is beginning to sound like one of those stories where an unwitting traveler runs afoul of the fairies in the deep, dark forest.
Hush! Did not anyone ever tell you? If you need to mention them, fair folk will suffice, but best not to speak of them at all.
Okay.
Ha! Now you're thinking I'm daft. But the fact of the matter is, it's easy to lose your way in the wood. And the castle yonder's always open, with quite an interesting history. Perhaps it'll make up for not seeing the stones.
Idiot!
Hello?
Hello, Nimh? It's Heather. I'm at the fork in the road you told me about, but this is so embarrassing. I kind of forgot to fill the tank.
Nothing to fash yourself about. There's a petrol station not a kilometre down the way. Only keep to the road and stay on the side away from the wood. I'm making Irish stew for tea, so don't be late.
Wouldn't miss it for the world. This is a map? Keep to the side away from the woods. Which side would that be? The side with trees or the side with more trees? So I go eeny, meeny, miny. Left cow path it is. This is more than a kilometer. And the cow path's not even a path anymore. Crud. Oh my god, don't be a snake, don't be a snake! Oh, poor little guy. Who left a rabbit trap out in the middle of nowhere? It's okay. I'll get you out of that thing. Bet you're glad I came along. Okay, Mr. Bunny, you're free. Go on.
I'll have you know, little lassie, I'm in no way, shape, or form a bunny.
Well, what did they put in this medication?
As I was saying, I'm a hare, related to rabbits but genetically incompatible, and I'm in your debt.
Or maybe I'm just losing my mind.
I say again, lassie, I'm in your debt, and as I do not care to be so, I must needs repay you in some way.
What is in this stuff? Sure, why not? Do you happen to know the way to the castle?
The castle? 'Tis cold, lonely, and eminently boring. I can't believe you traveled so far to go to such a place. So why did you come here?
To get away.
From everything? Forever?
No, of course not. Just for a while.
You've given me a fair answer. I will give you fair directions.
Okay, Mr. Bunt. Hey, what's your name?
My name? My name? Oof, that's not something to give away freely, lassie. Names have power, and I'm certainly not going to give that to someone I've just met.
Well,
Don't. Do not tell me your name.
So, what do we call each other? Hey, you lacks a certain je ne sais quoi?
I'll call you what you be. Lassie. As for me, anything but Mr. Bunny will suffice.
How about Harvey?
A good Irish name. It'll do.
Okay, lead on, Macduff.
Do I look like a bloody Scot lass? Now listen closely, for I cannot go with you. This path you must take alone. First off, and this is important, you need to head into the wood.
I think I should just stay on the path.
Lassie, the wood is where the path lies.
Oh, no. Seriously?
Put me down, you great big gawping big jumps.
I cannot believe this. You explain yourself, mister, and you do it right now.
Explain myself. Are you blind, girl? Or just daft? Have you not seen a leprechaun before?
Only on a box of Lucky Charms. What were you doing in that tree?
Sure, and it'll be a cold day in hell when I tell the likes of you.
Yeah? Well, I'm not letting you go until you convince me you're not going to attack me again.
I wasn't attacking you. I fell.
Off a branch right over my head?
I'm not about to count me gold in public. Now put me down before all the blood rushes to me head.
Will you run away? Isn't that what leprechauns do?
You're standing on me pile of gold. I'll go nowhere, you can be sure of that. Great lumbering behemoths. A body can't turn around without tripping over one of the brutes.
Hey, these coins are really ancient.
What did you expect? MasterCard? Of course they're ancient. When was the last time one of you carried a pocket full of coin in his trousers?
You have a point. Pot of credit cards at the end of the rainbow. Doesn't really work, does it?
How much more of me gold are you gonna grab, you greedy self-serving?
Why would I take your money?
I'm a leprechaun. You're a human.
Thank you, Captain Obvious. And I may be human, but I'm not a jerk. And I have a schedule to keep. See you around.
Not if I can bloody help it.
Okay, Heather. Maybe you should just talk to yourself instead of hallucinating Irish folklore.
Help! Help!
Or maybe just jump down the old rabbit hole feet first.
I beseech thee, fair maiden, return me to my brook.
Sure, why not? Next time you want to jump like Shamu, try to aim better.
'Twas not by my own volition, but a slow, torturous death inflicted upon me by a scurrilous rogue bent on revenge. I owe you a debt of gratitude.
How could I leave a talking fish flopping around in the dirt? It'd be downright rude. Besides, of all the people I've met in this forest, you sound the most educated.
Are you implying I am incapable of higher cognition?
No way. I wouldn't say that. It's just, my goldfish never seemed too bright.
That's because goldfish are idiots. Where was I? Oh, yes. A debt of gratitude. A debt which I will repay forthwith.
Fourth, what?
As you have perhaps conjectured, I am a magic fish. A traveler who aids one such as myself is entitled to one wish. It's, as you might say, standard procedure.
Oh, I know how this works. Whatever I ask for, it's going to backfire on me.
Those are genies. Completely different kettle of fish, you might say. Come now, ask me for something. Anything at all.
Fine. I'm sick. And apparently hallucinating. No, that's not quite right. I'm dying. Okay? Can you cure me?
Oh my. I'm afraid my powers don't tend in that direction. I'm more of a wealth beyond measure or ruling a kingdom sort of fish.
And if everything goes sideways, you piss somebody off?
Certainly the last fellow whose wish I granted. Is there nothing I can do for you?
I am looking for the local castle. Can you tell me if I'm headed in the right direction?
The right direction? I would have to say yes. Indubitably.
Thanks. Well, it's been nice trying to understand you, I guess. Stay wet.
Very well. Very well.
Oh my.
A very good morning to you.
How did I get here? I'm supposed to be at the castle. These are the standing stones.
Then I'd say luck is with you today.
Sure. I've had one lucky break after another. I got stranded on the road, I've been hallucinating all kinds of weird stuff, and... I'm sorry. Now I'm interrupting your peace and quiet.
Not at all. You've traveled a long and difficult way. We can enjoy it together.
It wasn't that hard to find, really, if you don't mind hoofing it through the forest. And it's beautiful. Why keep it out of all the tourist brochures?
Well, now, not everyone makes it here so easily. The wood is not always so cordial.
I suppose you're going to tell me there's a bunch of people roaming around lost in the forest.
Oh, no. Not anymore.
Mrs. O'Shaughnessy was saying there was something strange about the forest. Next, you'll be telling me the things I saw in there were real.
I'm not here to tell you anything. But there are things in there that even Miss O'Shaughnessy has never heard tell of.
And you have? Are you one of those paranormal investigators?
Nothing of the sort. But I always like to show up when I hear someone's in my forest. Would you care to sit for a spell?
I usually introduce myself, but it doesn't seem to be the thing to do around here.
You're a wise young woman, and you've learned something on your journey.
How would you know what I've learned?
News travels fast.
Does it now? Funny. I don't see a cell phone.
I have better sources. The animals, the trees, they tell me. Morgan there. She's my best source.
A crow? A crow tells you things.
She does. Frequently.
Are we on the same medication?
Heather, you spent the day in my wood, talked with a hare, a leprechaun, a magic fish, and now you doubt I can converse with a crow.
No, of course not. Perfectly natural thing to... Wait. How did you know about what I saw in there? It wasn't even real.
It was real. Well, as real as you and I standing here.
And wait a minute. How do you know my name? I don't know what kind of game you're playing at, but I don't have time for all this.
Ah, now there you're mistaken, lass. If you choose to, you can have all the time in the world.
No, I don't. This is not funny anymore. I came to Ireland because there's a clock in my body, and it's going to run down in about 6 months' time. Did anyone in these woods tell you that?
Did you know your family, your roots, are in this very place? Your people and mine lived here together for time out of mind. It's almost 200 years ago that they sailed west. But you came back, and you can put your worries to rest.
Really? So you know how to fix this, to make me all better?
Here, I can do nothing for you.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
Not in this place. But this doesn't have to be your place. Not anymore.
I still don't see why I had to make a fool of myself. Taking a nosedive from a branch like that, I'll be limping for weeks, I will. Pleasure to meet you, my dear. Name's Seamus. Sorry for the cranky leprechaun act.
Move over, Seamus, and let me have a look at the lass. Yes, she'll do.
Do? Do for what?
It's up to her.
What's up to me?
Whether you'd like to come home, to our home, with us.
We don't usually spend much time in this world. Too much civilization, too much iron. It leaks over from the cities personally. Makes me itch.
Look, I appreciate the sentiment, but it doesn't matter where you guys live. The doctors gave me 6 months. Where I spend it isn't going to change anything.
She doesn't ken our world at all, does she?
She will. In our place, there is no time as you know it.
So, you see, lassie, the 6 months...
Is nothing to us. Come, walk with me.
I'm afraid not. They're combing the countryside, but the woods are treacherous hereabouts. Yes, I'll do that. Goodbye.
I don't know how you stay so much in the mortal world, Nimh.
The ones about here keep to the old ways, and I like their company.
Still, we miss you.
You know you're welcome any time, as long as you don't frighten the tourists. And Harvey, say hello to Heather for me.
We hope you enjoyed No Such Luck. Please tune in next week for Short Story Night at Untimely Radio. Meredith Bolthouse as Heather, Mary Moore as Nimh, Tony Kluttz as Harvey, David Golbeck as Seamus and Fish, Freeman Land as Tamlin, story by MD Oberle, some special effects courtesy of Quick Sounds.